As we find this lying down position, take a moment to let our head, neck, and shoulders soften. Feeling our breath moving deeply through our body. And as it moves deeply, allow each exhale to soften our shoulders a little bit more. We feel our shoulders begin to relax. Let's extend our arms up and back behind us to a place that honors us. Feeling our shoulder blades hug onto our back, our ribs soften down. Allowing our body to lengthen and soften. And actively reach through our toes, feeling our heels press into the floor, our toes extend forward. Then feel our shoulder blades hug onto our back and then extend our fingers back behind us. And then relax. Bending our knees, lifting our arms up to the ceiling. Let's draw our knees into our chest and give them a hug. Rock side to side. Coming back to center, let's open up our arms out like wings and then lower our knees over to the right. You can keep them hugged in or you can extend them forward, whatever feels best for your body. And drawing our knees in towards our chest, lift our knees up, lower them over to the left. And again, same thing applies, finding the variation that honors our body. Drawing our knees into our chest, lifting them up. We're going to take our hands to our knees, take our knees wide, press our tailbone down and let our knees come forward. Option to lift our feet up, keeping our knees bent. Keep pressing our tailbone down. And then drawing our knees back into our chest. Let's come up to a standing position any way that you feel comfortable. As we find our standing position, let's inhale, sweep our hands up. Exhale, bend our knees and fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Step our right foot back, lunge. Rise up tall, high lunge. From our high lunge, let's bring our arms to our side. Lean forward halfway, roll our shoulders back and down. Extending our fingers back. And then releasing our hands down to the floor. Straighten our front leg to what feels good for us. Hands can be on the floor or on blocks. And then bending our front knee, step forward and fold. Inhale, lift halfway, find a flat back. Exhale, fold. Left foot steps back, lunge. Find that strong foundation. And then reach our hands up. Shoulders over hips and shoulders stay relaxed down. Then reach our hands forward and back behind us, keeping our chest open and shoulders back and down. Driving our back heel towards the back of our mat. Front knee remains bent. Breathing. Releasing our hands down to the floor. Straighten our front leg to what feels good for us. Again, hands can be on props, the floor, whatever feels good for us. Then bending our front knee, step forward to the front of our mat and fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend our knees, sweep our hands up. Hands come to heart center. Keep our chest lifted. Feel the shoulders roll back and down. Feel the stability of our core. Now we're going to move and flow a little bit quicker, but I want you to really move from your core in this practice. Lift your right heel, step your right foot back, bending your front knee or stepping back into lunge. Open up our arms out like wings, feeling our chest open and our shoulders relax down. Then we're going to pivot on our back foot, keep our arms extended out. And then I want you to drive your left hand forward. Take your right hand, reach forward, tap our left forearm. Then I want you to make a fist with your right hand and keeping your elbow about the same height as your shoulder, drive your elbow back. Feel how your chest opens, shoulder blades pull down our back. Feel how the shoulder blades draw towards each other. Extend our right hand forward, tap our left arm again. Exhale, pull our elbow back. Inhale, reach forward and tap. Exhale, pull back. Inhale, reach forward, tap. Exhale, pull back. One more time. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, pull back. Take our right hand, release it down. Left hand comes up to the ceiling. We're lengthening through the side of our body. Then bend our left elbow, sweep our hand to the base of our head. Keep our elbow pointed up. And then I want you to let go of your head. Let your neck relax. Feel your left arm holding on to the weight of your head. And engaging our neck, extend our left hand up. We're going to cartwheel our hands down to the floor and then step back to plank. Lowering our knees down to the mat, let's sink our hips back for puppy pose. So elbows and forehead are going to stay lifted. Our hips are reaching back. And then we're going to start to walk our knees back. Letting our chest sink down a little bit more. Keep our shoulder blades firm on our back. So our shoulder blades are pulling down like we're trying to tuck them into our back pocket. Head reaches forward, creating a little more space between our ears and our shoulders. We're trying to tuck our armpits in underneath us. As we feel our upper arms move into external rotation, rotating out, but our thumbs are pressing down. Again, the elbows are lifted and forehead is hovering. Then lift our chest, walk our hands back. We're going to come back to plank pose. So find that strong foundation in your hands, lift your knees, and then walk forward in front of our mat. Folding. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Left foot steps back, lunge. Rise up tall, high lunge. Arms open up, shoulder blades firm on our back. Elbows can be softly bent. And then pivot on our back foot, right hand comes forward, but knee stays in line with toes, so we're not dropping it in. Right thumb is pointed up. Take our left hand, reach it towards our right forearm. And then exhale, pull our elbow back. Inhale, extend our hand forward, tap. Exhale, pull back, squeezing the shoulder blades together and down. And exhale, come forward, tap. Inhale, opening up our chest, driving our shoulder blades together. Exhale, tap. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, tap. Inhale, pull back. One more time, reach forward, tap. And pull back. Let our left arm relax down, right hand reaches up. Hips are staying level. Shoulders staying down. Then bend our elbow, cradle the base of our head. Re-engaging our neck. Let's extend our right hand up. Cartwheel our hands down to the floor. Pivoting on our back foot, step back to plank. Lower our knees, release our feet. Puppy pose, sinking our hips back. Walk our hands forward this time. Shoulder blades firm on our back, so feel them actively pull down. We're staying strong and active through our arms, our shoulders. Breathing. Lifting our chest, walk our hands back, shoulders over wrists, curl our toes under, lift our knees, walk forward and fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend our knees, rise all the way up. Hands come together in front of our heart. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Walk both feet back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, slide both hands forward. Hug our shoulder blades down our back. Soften our hips, spread our fingers wide. Now I want you to notice the area in your spine that you moved easily into. And then I want you to see if you can find that movement through your spine in an area that's not as easy. Then let your arms soften. Keep the work in your spine. As we hold, notice the areas of our body that can soften. Notice the areas that can stay strong. Notice the areas we're working on. Slide our hands out to the side. Bring them into the side of our chest. Hug our elbows in. Lower our head down. Hug our belly in. Press up and back to child's pose. Your variation of child's pose. Arms can be in front, to the back, underneath you. Any variation that feels good for you. And I want you to squeeze your knees together. Hug your belly in, tuck your tailbone. Feel your lower body thoroughly engaged. Maybe working harder than you anticipated or wanted. Then we're going to slowly lift our hips. And then lift our elbows. Roll up to an all fours position. Lengthening our spine, turning our gaze forward. Moving into a little bit of a cow pose. But think about length more than arching our back. Then hug our bellies in, hug our ribs in. Let's find a neutral spine. Extend our right hand forward. Take it out to the side. Lift our shoulder up. Bring it back down. Extend our hand forward, thumb up, and put our hand down. Extend our left hand forward. Sweep it out to the side. Lift our left shoulder and bring it back down. And extend our hand forward, thumb up, and bring it down. Right hand forward, out to the side. Let it or shoulder lift. Bring it back down. Extend forward, lower down. Left hand forward, out to the side. Lift it up. Bring it down. Extend it forward and lower down. Right hand forward, out to the side. Shoulder up, shoulder down, hand forward and down. Left hand forward, out to the side. Lift it up and bring it down. Extend forward and lower down. Let's sink our hips back towards our heels, curling our toes under, and then open up our heart. Stretching the bottom of our feet as we open up our heart. Now bringing our spines to neutral, spreading our fingers wide. Let's lift our knees, keep reaching our hips back. We're going for downward facing dog with most of our weight in our lower body. Think of this as a short downward facing dog. Then bending our knees, belly's reaching for our thighs, knees come down to the floor. Open up our heart. Keeping length through our spine. So think of this as a cow pose, opening our heart, but keeping our low back solid, stable. Bring our spines back to neutral. Toes are curled under, lift our knees, start to lift our hips up. Most of our weight staying in our lower body. Lowering our knees down. Open up our heart. Exhale, spine comes to neutral. Lift our knees, reach our hips up. Lifting our tailbone up, keeping our weight in our lower body. And then bending our knees, lowering down to the mat, open up our heart, belly's still reaching for our thighs. And neutral spine. Lift our knees, reach our hips up. And lower our knees down. Open up our chest. And release the tops of our feet. Walk our hands back towards our knees. Spreading our fingers wide, finding a distance between your hands and your knees that allows you to stay comfortable in your lower body. Close the front of your hips and open the front of your chest. From this position, take your right hand behind your ear. Inhale, open up our chest. Exhale, bring our shoulders forward so we're in neutral. And then exhale, bring our right shoulder towards our left arm. Come back to center and open. And center and close. Let the movement be guided by our shoulder. Inhale, come up. Let it be smooth as you come all the way up. Exhale, bring it all the way down. So no more pausing in the center. We're just flowing back and forth between an open and closed position. As we do so, make sure we're not moving our hips. They're staying neutral. Low back staying in the same place. We're just moving. Let your movement be slow enough that you can hear what's going on in your whole body. Focusing on one area at a time, but having enough time to recognize the whole body in movement. Left arm stays straight. And come back to neutral. Right hand comes down. Left hand comes behind our ear. Elbow presses back, shoulder blade firm on our back. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Right arm stays straight. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come down. If you need to pause at neutral, just so that you recognize your movement, feel free to do so. Find a neutral position. Let our left hand come down and then crawl forward so that we find all fours. We're going to lower our forearms down to the mat. Let our upper body hang down to the floor. It's okay if your head rests on the floor. We're just letting the upper body relax. Taking a moment to pause and breathe. On our next exhale, hugging our belly muscles in, tuck our tailbone. And then inhale, lift our tailbone up to the ceiling, lengthening across our belly. Exhaling, hugging our belly in, tucking our tailbone. And inhale, lifting our tailbone, lengthening across our belly. This time we're finding a similar movement, closing off the upper body so that we can focus very specifically on the lower half of our spine. As we focus on the lower half, notice that you move with core stability. So your belly has to engage in order to round your back. And your back is engaging to extend your spine. Let the core create the movement rather than our hips. Bringing our spines to neutral. Lift our head, come back up onto our hands. Fingers are spread wide. We're going to rock our hips side to side, letting our shoulders move in the opposite direction. Coming back to center, let's grab a hold of our strap and come to lying down on our back. As we find this lying down position, bend our knees, find the center of our strap, and we're going to place it at the bottom of our right foot, extending our right foot up towards the ceiling with a straight leg. So it doesn't mean that it's going to be directly over our hip. Having a straight leg and extending up to the ceiling means that we have this straight leg and we allow it to come up as far as comfortable for us. We're not trying to find a stretch yet. We're just trying to be able to support a straight leg. Using your strap, you can wrap it around your hand if it's long enough. If your elbows reach the floor, great. If not, don't worry about it. And let your arms extend and hold on. Then I want you to completely relax your right leg. Letting our breath soften. Then take both straps, place them in your right hand. Walk your hand up the straps and take your right foot a little bit wider than hip width apart. Extend your left leg. Use your left hand to hold on to your left hip. So the front of your hip is where you're placing your hand. Then bend our right knee. Try to keep your foot, bottom of your foot facing the ceiling. Then extend your leg and bend your knee again. Extend your leg and bend your knee. Continue to flow. Finding single leg dead bug pose. Opening up the hamstring, the glute, the hip. Finding movement in our hip without it being loaded with our weight. We're also opening up the front of our groin a little bit on our right side. Our left leg is helping keep our hips stable by extending it forward and allowing it to remain grounded. Let's find one more time. And extend our right leg up to the ceiling. We're going to take our left foot, place it inside the strap, release our right foot down to the floor. You can separate the strap, wrap it around your hands if you like. Let your elbows come to the floor. We're looking for easy, not a stretch, just allowing our hip joint to soften. Checking in with our breath. When you're ready, extend your right leg. Take the strap in your right hand to your left. Walk your left hand up the strap so that your arm is fully extended. Right hand's going to come on top of our hip just to encourage it to stay grounded. Take our left foot a little bit wider than hip width. Then bend our left knee. Hand's going to come to the inside of our leg. Extend up and bring it down. Extend up and bring it down. Your flow, your movement in a way that honors you. Find one more time. And then extend our leg up. We're going to remove the strap from our foot, place it off to the side, then roll over to one side, come all the way up. And we're going to set up for a restorative fish pose today. So I want you to take either a blanket, towel, or blocks, or both. I prefer both, but you can do it the way you want to do it. So we're going to take our blocks, place them behind us, lining them up one after the other. So fish pose is a lying down pose where our shoulder blades are drawn together, our chest is open, and our shoulders and our head rest on the floor. So the blocks are going to be supporting from low belly all the way up to our chest. So if the blocks are uncomfortable to lay on, that's where the towel or blanket comes in. You can lay it in over the top to offer a little bit of padding to your blocks. When you do so, then you're going to grab a seat right at the edge of those blocks. Hands are going to come behind you and they're going to frame the block. You're going to bend your knees, lift your hips, place them on the block, and then you're going to lower down, walking back till you feel comfortable enough to be able to lower down. So that variation is going to look different for most of us. You're looking for a place right about mid-back that you can lower shoulders and head down to the floor. You can keep your knees bent or you can extend your legs. Walk your feet out wide enough that supports your hips. Make sure this feels okay on your low back. If you have another blanket or if you want to use your straps to hold your legs in place, you can do that as well. And we're letting the top of our shoulders and the back of our head rest on the floor. Once you get everything aligned with your spine and you feel comfortable through the spine here, again, you can use a blanket or a towel instead of blocks. You don't have to use blocks. Once you get into the position where your spine feels comfortable, then I want you to draw your elbows in underneath you, palms face down. Let your chin soften towards your throat. Now, fish traditionally has extended legs. That's what makes it different than a bridge pose. But if that does not feel comfortable on your spine, then you're keeping your knees bent. Remember, it doesn't have to be an all or nothing. Doesn't mean your legs are bent all the way. Maybe they're just slightly bent. Maybe your feet rest on the floor still. Drawing our awareness back to our bodies. Allowing our breath to deepen. If your legs are extended, start to bend them. And moving with a strong core, belly hugged in, ribs hugged in. We're going to roll off of our prop to our right side and press ourselves up. As we come up to a seated position, We're going to find a little bit of alignment through our head and our neck. So I want you to make sure your seated position feels comfortable for you, that it honors your spine as a whole, and that you can hold a neutral position. And I want you to take your left hand and the webbing between your thumb and your index finger, place that on your forehead, as if you were creating a visor for your eyes. Then I want you to take your thumb and index finger of your right hand and place them at the base of your head, where your occipital bones, right at the base of your head, connect to the top of your neck. Then I want you to take your left hand, push it into your forehead, keeping your head and neck aligned. You're just letting your head shift back. Ribs are staying hugged in, so you're not letting them pop forward. And then I want you to lift the base of your head while you do this. So your left hand is still pressing into your forehead. You're still shifting your head back, but you're also tipping your chin down, moving with your right hand. And then we're going to slowly come up. So let your head come up. So chin's neutral, and then allow it to relax. And we're going to flow through this a little bit. So slowly pull the head back and tip your chin down, lifting the base of your head. And then let your head come to neutral, letting the chin tip up first, and then slide to your neutral position. Push back and lower chin, lift the base of your head. And then slowly lower the base of your head and let your head relax to neutral. We're going to do this a couple more times. Pushing back and then down. And then up and neutral. One more time. Push back and tip your chin down. Lifting the base of your head up so your hands are still working. And then pull your base of your head down and let your head soften to neutral, releasing your hands. Let's turn our head side to side. Nice and slow. Bringing our heads to center. Let's take our hands together in front of our heart, sealing in all we found in our practice today. From the moments that felt like work, to the moments that felt like ease, to the moments that felt brand new, and to the moments where we're feeling solid in our movement. Take all of that as a gift that we can take off of our mat into the rest of our day. Namaste.